Hey guys, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for building this community with me. We're going to dive straight into this tutorial. My mother has dry skin and so I'm really going to be working with a lot of moisturizing and hydrating products, and I'll show them on the screen. Got a lot of texture on our skin, so we needed to use a foundation that's full coverage. Bear in mind that this particular NARS foundation is a matte foundation, but due to our skin prep, it will definitely work with our skin type. So always be calculative when using certain products. Don't just use product because your favorite beauty enthusiast loves using it. Know the why. Okay, now we're using the Huda Beauty color corrector to camouflage our dark under eyes, and I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer for that full coverage effect. I'm also going to be using the Huda Beauty foundation as my contour shade. Notice how I let the concealer lay on the skin for a little while because I wanted it to marinate. Please do not do this if your skin prep is not 100, because you end up with a hard to blend concealer. So skin prep is key. Blending is the ultimate when it comes to makeup application. After doing that, I'm going to set first of all with these two shades of the Huda Beauty press powder. This powder is so good and I love to apply it using a brush for that soft effect, especially when I'm working on dry skin. I'm also going to be using the Huda Beauty loose powder to lock in everything. As much as we want the full coverage, you also need to balance things up and not do too much. Now I'm using this MAC mineralized powder as my bronzer. Can you guys see the well laid hair by Sharon? So you want to really protect the hairline, and so instead of me using my foundation up till that hairline, I'm going to be bronzing instead. There's literally no foundation within that hairline, so instead of foundation application around that hairline, I'm going to be bronzing instead. It's going to preserve the hairline, and I'm going in with the YSL powder blush. I really love this coral blush. I feel like people don't reach out for coral blushes a lot. People are always going for pink, baby pink, even red blushes, and it's always skip the coral blushes, but I really love this blush a lot. I was so lucky to have received it from YSL. So after blending the blush and blending everything, I'm now applying the Rare Beauty highlighter and I'm going straight into brow application. I'm just using my brow gel to like wicks it up, and then she already has full brows, so I'm just concealing first of all, and then I will be filling in. Hydrating spray. Earlier on we used the Pixie hydrating milk, and I'm also going to be using more sprays. Reason because she has dry skin, and as you can see I'm pressing this hydrating sprays into her skin. I love this step. You should try it and you see the difference. Now we're on to eyes, and I'm using the correct brow gel. This is going to act as my base for the eyeshadow, but you can use your lipstick, liquid matte lipstick. You can use your eyeshadow base, but technically this is like the best thing that you can use. You can use any brow gel as long as it is brown dark color, because you're going to be using eyeshadow or you're going to be using pigment. And in cosmetic science, if you want something to pop better, you use darker colors as the base, right? So if you want an eyeshadow to pop better, especially with pigments, shimmery eyeshadows, you use a dark base. But if you want a matte eyeshadow to pop better, you use a white creamy base. Now I'm using the Lancome eye pigment. I got from a Nigerian brand. Now with this technique I'm about to use, you don't need too much pigment, okay? Technically we're supposed to be using pigment, but I prefer using eyeshadow. Don't get me wrong, I use pigment sometimes, but over the years I've had like a love-hate relationship with pigment, because there's always fallout, it can get messy, or it can transfer. But since I discovered this technique, I always use it. So what I do is that instead of me using pigment, I use actual eyeshadow. I use the pigment glue on the eyes and I go in with my shimmery eyeshadow. I've come to realize that this technique works with any shimmery eyeshadow. If you use a pigment glue and then use an actual eyeshadow, it will pop. It will definitely pop. It gives that pigment finish. I'm currently using the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. And also, to achieve this kind of placement, you have to be strategic. Your brush has to be like this. I don't know how to explain the type of brush I'm using, but it's a goat hair kind of brush. It's fluffy but steady, and your placement matters a lot. That's why I said you have to be strategic with everything you are doing. I'm just gonna let you guys watch the remaining steps on how learning. But once you get a hang of it, there's simply no rules, and you can do whatever you want as long as the end result looks flawless. My approach to makeup sometimes is based off of my mood, my canvas, the product, the finishing I want, or my client's preference. I can decide to do brows first or skin first, so that's how I do my makeup, but the end goal is a flawless finish always. So what am I trying to say? Don't look at this tutorial or this video and say, okay, this is the only way that you can achieve this look. There are several ways to go about things, okay? So I want you to learn what I'm doing, practice, and discover your own way of doing things. That's how I actually teach people how to do makeup, and that's how I learned makeup from YouTube as well. If you do not already know, I am a self-taught makeup artist. I literally learned makeup from YouTube. I learned makeup from the likes of Jackie Aina, Jenny Jenkins, Isonke. I watched all of their makeup tutorials, and best believe that they don't do the same techniques, but I figured out my own way of doing things when I've picked from this, picked from a pick. So that's how you learn how to do makeup. I've met quite a number of people and they'll be like, oh, I've learned on YouTube and I never get my makeup right. Still, the only reason I would say you have that problem or that issue is because you are trying to recreate what your favorite YouTuber or beauty enthusiast is doing. What I would recommend is that learn from who you want to learn from, practice on yourself, make the errors that you need to make, and then figure out the best way to get things done. Okay? If you copy and paste someone else's tutorial, you will not get your makeup right at all. Trust me, especially as a beginner. Now I'm going to be using the Flairbywinnie Beauty lashes in Finesse. You can place your order for these lashes on our website, and I'm also going to be using the Flairbywinnie Beauty Strip Lash Glue. Also place your order on our website, or you can just send us a message. Now I'm going to be finishing up this entire look, and I'm using the Kosas powder. I don't need to introduce this powder. You guys know that I love this powder already. I'm also going back in again with the YSL blush just to reinforce all of those details and everything that needs to be enforced back into this makeup. After applying my bronzer and blending everything, I'm going to be using the Evian Hydrating Thermal Water and the Cryolan finishing spray. This is the last spray, guys. Before you guys judge me, I'm spraying too much. Thank you so much, guys, for always coming through. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, share on this video, and see you next week.